A week ago, Stephan started to behave very strangely. He was very active and constantly tried to get out of the cage. However, it was not the only strange thing. For some reason, his belly started to grow very quickly. Good grief, I hope that he didn't have a tumor developing inside his stomach. The next day I went to the vet. He examined Stephan, did an ultrasound scan, and said that Stephan was pregnant. What? How is that possible? The seller at the pet store told me that Stephan was definitely a boy, but we were not that sure about it at that point. Alright, well, the other question was, how did he get pregnant? After all, it takes at least 2 hamsters. And then I remembered that he was visited by his friend some time ago, who you've already seen in one of the videos. Apparently, it's his fault. He's the one who placed little babies into Stephan's tummy. Anyway, we had to get ready for the birth and create the best conditions for Stephan, so that the babies were born alive and healthy. Our glass hamsterium was perfect for this purpose. We removed all the soil from it and placed a piece of cardboard at the bottom, so that the newborn hamsters didn't touch the cold glass with their bodies. In addition, we covered the cardboard with fresh sawdust. To help Stephan get accustomed to the new habitat, we provided him with the best food for hamsters, which had a great variety of different seeds. Pregnant hamsters need plenty of protein to be able to craft babies out of it in their bodies. These dry worms are great to start with. Stephan's instincts kicked in, and an inner voice ordered him to build a nest. Obviously, he needed some sort of a building material, and the cardboard base of the hamsterium was perfect for the construction. To make him stop destroying it, I gave him ordinary paper towels. He ate them, drank water, and then took them out of his mouth in a form of such thin strips. In the evening, when he went to bed, we noticed something moving inside his stomach. Apparently, they were his little babies. I wondered how many would be born. I decided to make a small bungalow for Stephan and his future babies, where he could make a nest and be protected from the predators. Using a piece of plywood and my incredible crafting skills, I managed to create this little house with a removable roof so that I could take a look inside and show you the babies. Cookie won't be able to get inside though, because he's a cat and he doesn't realize it's a removable roof. Besides, he doesn't have hands to take the roof off. Days passed, Stephan consumed more and more food, and I had to run to the store for it more often. He became so fat that it was even difficult for him to move around. Stephan started having contractions in the evening, and it seemed like the delivery was coming soon. He felt bad, but I didn't know what to do. I wasn't even sure if it was meant to be that way. Half an hour later, it started. Oh my god, I think we can see the baby! Stephan was probably in some pain at that moment. Obviously, I can't show the full process on YouTube. It was already too late, so we decided to let Stephan have some rest until morning. In the morning, Stephan was already in his house, but the babies were nowhere to be found. They were probably at the bottom of the nest, warming themselves under Stephan. Come on, Stephan, show us the babies! I took a fresh lettuce leaf and tried to lure Stephan out of the house. Take a look at those cute and funny babies. How did they all fit inside of Stephan? Their skin was so thin that you can see the microcapillaries and muscles of a newborn hamster through it, making it look red. The eyes were still covered with the skin, although they were already visible through it. On the other hand, its mouth was wide open to drink milk, which was essential for their rapid development. Stephan did his best to bury the babies with sawdust to protect them from predators and keep them warm. The next morning I went to the hamsterium and saw that one of the babies had somehow gotten out of the nest. What was even worse, Stephan didn't hurry to take it back. Maybe it was expelled for disobedience, but luckily after a while he took his baby back to the nest. Looking into the house, I realized that the problems were not over. as they were only 4 cubs instead of 5. Taking a closer look from a different angle, I found the 5th baby. It was motionless. I had no idea how this happened, but Stephan had only 4 cubs left, and it was unclear if they could still survive. Stephan had to produce a lot of milk, which required protein. Egg white is a great source of it, as it is actually made up of protein. Therefore, we cooked 1 egg for him to replenish the supply of the nutrients and help the babies grow up healthy. Realizing this, Stephan eagerly consumed this white substance. But then another problem arose. Stephan was constantly digging in the sawdust in an attempt to make the hole even deeper, and he reached the glass. Thus, the babies were forced to lie on the bare glass, which was quite cold and quickly took away the heat from their bodies. They wouldn't survive for long in such conditions. That's when I remembered that the Chinese had sent me this electric heating film for aquariums many years ago. I plugged it into the socket, put it under the hamsterium in the place where the babies lay, and they were no longer at risk of hypothermia. Every Stephan's morning started with a variety of breakfast buffet, and while he was eating, we had the opportunity to observe the babies and even take them out of the nest. Many of you may write that we mustn't touch the cubs with our bare hands, as the human odor remains on them, and the parents would get rid of their babies. Therefore, we took a clean spoon, heated it on the radiator, and carefully extracted the babies with it to help you get a better look. By the 3rd day, the babies have grown a little stronger, and their skin has become a little thicker. Small claws have already developed on the tips of their paws, and small teeth have grown inside of their mouths. You can see the white-colored stomach through their skin due to the fact that it's full of milk. When a hamster is not covered with fur, you can see how much skin they have around their front legs. I don't even know why nature designed it that way, but this probably helps them survive somehow. All the time Stephan is in the nest, the babies don't give him any rest and constantly cling to his udder to drink milk as much as possible. From time to time he manages to escape from the clinging paws of his children under the cover of the night and wash himself in the corner of the hamsterium or go to the toilet. During this time, the babies remain in the nest, and since they can't see anything yet, they take their sisters and brothers for mum and look for others with milk on their bodies. When I came into the room on the morning of the 3rd day after the hamsters were born, I saw that one of them was out of the nest again. Come on, how did this happen? And unlike the first time, Stephan didn't rush back to take it back in. Apparently, he has a poorly developed parental instinct, so I had to push the baby a little towards the house using a clean wooden stick before it froze. Apparently, it smelled the odor of its relatives and crawled into the nest by itself. I really hope that the babies will be fine. We'll do our best to make sure that they survive and reach adulthood. And of course, we'll make an awesome video with them. After all, try to imagine what will happen in the hamsterium inhabited by not only Stephan, but also 4 of his children.